Jean Valjean, who was imprisoned for 19 years for stealing a loaf of bread to feed his starving sister's children, is released on parole. As an ex-convict, he struggles to find his place in society. Eventually, he receives kindness from Bishop Miriel, who provides him with food and shelter. Inspired by the bishop's sympathy, Jean Valjean breaks his parole and, as Mr Madeleine, becomes a wealthy factory owner and mayor. He vows to take on a new identity and live a moral life. Jean Valjean meets Fantine, a factory worker, who was laid off during his term as mayor. He learns that Fantine has an illegitimate daughter named Cosette, and that she has resorted to prostitution to support her daughter, who is entrusted to the vicious innkeeper, Thénardier. On her deathbed, Fantine begs Jean Valjean to take care of Cosette. He agrees, rescues her from Thénardier, and raises her as his daughter. In the process, a rigid inspector, Javert, recognizes Jean Valjean's past and relentlessly pursues him. Jean Valjean and Cosette run away to Paris, hide, and live a quiet life. Growing up, Cosette falls in love with a young revolutionary, Marius Pontmercy. Marius is involved with radical students, planning an uprising against the government. Learning of Cosette's love for Marius, Jean Valjean joins the fight to protect him. The rebellion is brutally suppressed, and many of Marius' friends are killed. Jean Valjean takes the wounded Marius to the Parisian sewers and rescues him. Meanwhile, in the sewers during an incident surrounding the barricade, Javert catches Jean Valjean, but finds himself in a moral dilemma, unable to reconcile his strict principles with Jean Valjean's kind and merciful behavior. Javert ends up taking his own life. After the June uprising, Jean Valjean decides to reveal his past to Marius. As his health deteriorates, Marius initially rejects Jean Valjean, but later forgives him when he learns of his sacrifices. Eventually, Jean Valjean dies peacefully, surrounded by Marius and Cosette, who are now married.